Jen Bassuk, welcome. I'm so excited to be interviewing you.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. It's quite an honor to be talking to you and having this platform.
Yeah, we're so excited that you are one of the cannabis industry power players. And you have a lot to talk about. So let's just dive into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved in the industry. Was there something in particular that drew you in?
Yes, actually there was. So I am, since my early years, was always excited about farming and gardening and took a lot of courses in college and grad school around sustainability and environmental matters, and ended up on a path where I started out as a lawyer for several years and then went to startups, which ended in a path to Amazon, where I was for more than a decade. And during those years, I was taking a lot of courses at the Botanical Gardens as a hobby in landscape architect and horticulture and other things around these themes, because it was something I was deeply interested in, but I never thought in my head of it as a career. Fast forward to a trip I took to Israel. I took a trip where each day you spent a day in an ecosystem of one kind of sector. So one day you did everything for biotech, one day you did everything for fintech, et cetera, for 10 days. And when I got there, the interesting thing to me was everywhere I looked was the intersection of agriculture and technology. And I started volunteering for the different CEOs of a couple of organizations as an apprentice, as a side hustle. I was in my full-time job, and then after work or on weekends, I would go and say to these guys, look, I want to learn. I can do business development for you. I want to learn this industry and see if this is the right fit for myself. Fast forward 4 years of a serious side hustle. I became an investor in the industry. I made a lot of connections. And then through one of my connections, they introduced me. Well, first they said, I think that it would be very interesting for you to work for an equipment supplier. So I started a conversation with Fluence, and 2.5 years later, I'm really excited to, have been in this position and working with them. They're a phenomenal company, and it's been a great ride.
Wow, yeah, that sounds like such an incredible journey. And you really have deep roots in this. I feel like it went on for a while and kind of had this gradual build to where you are now. So tell us a little bit more about Fluence, if you would. What makes Fluence stand out? It's a lighting solutions company, but I'm sure you know much more about it than me. So please tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure, absolutely. So Fluence was started, typical startup in the garage in Austin, Texas in 2012, and was creating LED lights for both cannabis and commercial ag. And when I say commercial ag, I mean strawberry growers, tomato growers, cucumbers, all that are growing food and cannabis either inside of think of a warehouse or inside of a greenhouse. And in 2018, Fluence was acquired by Osram Sylvania. You'll recognize the name Sylvania from Sylvania light bulbs that we all use here. They're a public company in Germany. And Fluence has grown to be one of the leaders in cannabis across the globe. We have hundreds and hundreds of installs in North America alone. And then we have installs in every country where cannabis is legal medically or for adult use. So literally on every continent, we both have teams and customers, which is really exciting. One of the key differentiators for us is that we sell lights and put together lighting solutions, as you said, but we're closely involved past the point of sale. And I think that is something that really sets us apart. So in addition to providing LED lighting, we literally help growers every step of the way. We have grower support teams on staff. So we bring those in to really help our grower partners. We also share research and conduct research with them, which is interesting, like specifically around the plant. It could be around flavor, color, cannabinoid content. We really want to improve the interaction of light and life to yield a healthy, more sustainable world.
So can I ask a little bit about who your partners are? And you said that Fluence has had this incredible growth. So could you share a little bit more about who you're working with? I imagine, it's across the board, all kinds of different companies and businesses and people in agriculture. So could you share a little bit more?
I think it's a really unique time in cannabis. I feel like we're on the ground floor of an emerging market that's going to impact many sectors. and that this industry offers real opportunities to grow smarter through innovation, through social equity, and through education. And I think, thinking about our partners, we've got partners that are very large MSOs, many of them across, and names that would be very familiar to you across the country and globally. And then we also have folks that are first starting out. We have folks that we are talking with even before they have their license or right before they start the actual build. Those are good times for us to get involved so that we can help them spec out their layouts in terms of the structural design of the facilities that they're building. I think also that the cannabis industry coming to New York is another reason why I'm really excited about it. It's going to bring a lot of jobs. It's going to bring philanthropic opportunities. It's going to bring private-public investment. And it's also, there's an opportunity here to have New York be one of the leaders in terms of education. And what I mean is, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but CUNY is rolling out a program that's going to be a minor degree accredited program in cannabis. And there's 4 different pillars. And one of those pillars is cultivation. And I just think that if folks can go to college and learn and get the tools to really drive this industry forward, that is a strong bedrock and will enable this industry to be here for a long time.
Yeah, that's incredible. Definitely something to watch, and I hope that is implemented kind of, more robustly. So, what are some goals and expectations that you have and that Fluence has for 2022?
Our main goal is to really continue to provide research, education, and the different kinds of ecosystem services to help build upon this industry and ensure everyone has the right tools. And for me personally, to really do that in New York State.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I've really enjoyed our talk. I think this was super informative, and I definitely learned a lot about an industry I didn't know as much about before. So thank you so much. And we're super excited that you're one of our power players. It is well deserved, clearly.
Thank you so much for the honor. Really, it means a lot to myself and to Fluence.
We'll keep in touch, and we have to be watching Fluence in the next year.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Take care.